Hey besties, today we are doing a watermelon tumbler tutorial using a template from Brave Danger Designs. But before then, I want to welcome you to our besties YouTube channel and make sure to follow all our social media handles and press that subscribe button and go ahead and check out our website and our Patreon. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I have already cut my template here, which I will link it to the supply list. And the vinyl that I'm using is from Vinyl Fun, and I am using a 32-ounce plump from the Tipsy Magnolia. I picked a already prepped one, that way I have a good nice white base. So as you see here, I've already cut up my template using the dimensions for a 32-ounce plump, and I am just trimming around the template and using my transfer tape here and placing my whole template over my transfer tape, because this is going to help me place it on my tumbler, making sure none of the pieces move. Also, be mindful of your pattern. If you want your pattern to go a certain way, make sure that you line it up the way you want it to go, because if not, it's going to go upside down. I've done that way too many times that I don't even want to tell you. But anyway, so we're going to use our felt squeegee here. Make sure you adhere every piece of your template to your sheet here, because you don't want any of the pieces to come up or stay behind. You want to make sure that it's completely adhered. So as you see here, I'm trimming around my template, any of that excess. It just makes it easier to work with. Just like any wrap, you guys have seen me do it a million times. I always fold over just a little bit, maybe a quarter of an inch, just to have some sticky exposed. After that, I'm going to go ahead and line it up on my tumbler like so, not removing anything. I'm going to use that sticky tab right there to line it up on my tumbler. Make sure that your lines line up. This is not a seamless wrap, so my watermelons won't line up, but if the template has cuts that are meeting on each side, you want to make sure to meet those up. Thankfully, this design, the template, the lines go up and down and they do not meet at the seam, so it's a little bit more forgiving. So if you had to trim the top and the bottom, you absolutely could. Okay, as you see here, it gave me a little grief, but once you have it where you want it, that sticky tab that I left exposed, press it down and it won't move anymore. And then just very slowly roll it onto your tumbler, and now remove the transfer tape, again very carefully so you do not remove any of your template pieces. Now that the template's on there, we're ready for glitter. We're using Prickly Pear, Kermit Wazowski, Manifest from the Misfit collab, and Wednesdays. These are all from Peachy Olive, and you can find a discount code in the supply list. Okay, so we are going to remove one piece at a time, and we're going to be using the acrylic paint marker method. So basically, you are going to color in a spot, just like you see me do here. These are acrylic markers from Arteza. You can find these on Amazon. I'll also link them in the supply list. And you are going to color like you saw, and you're going to use it as an adhesive for your glitter. So here I am doing a little pieces at a time, because you don't want it to dry on you. You want it to be super saturated so that glitter sticks on there. Again, this is from Peachy Olive Glitters, and this is the color Prickly Pear. It is so pretty. Next, we're going to go with Kermit Wazowski. This is one of my favorite neon greens. And I'm going to go with a lighter neon acrylic marker in the same green family, but a little bit lighter. So I'm going to go ahead and color it in little pieces at a time, and then glittering it, and then making my way down. If you happen to need 2 coats of glitter, let this dry. Once this is dry, then fluff out any excess, and then add your second coat of glitter using just Mod Podge and then the glitter. I would use a little brush just to kind of brush little sections at a time and adhere glitter. Peachy Olive glitter is such good coverage that usually one coat and it's good to go. Okay, my next color that I'm using is Manifest. This was part of our collab box with the Misfit Makers and Peachy Olive. Obviously, this glitter is white, so I do not need to use an acrylic marker. My tumbler is already white, so I am just using Mod Podge. I almost called it the devil's glue, but me and Mod Podge have a better relationship now. So anyway, the same basically technique, but I'm using a brush, just kind of brushing it in. So I guess technically if you do not have acrylic markers, you can also paint it with pop of color or acrylic paint and then use it to adhere your glitter as well. Okay, now we're moving on to one of my favorite pinks from Peachy Olive. It's called Wednesdays. And again, I'm using a Arteza acrylic marker in the color, I believe it's neon pink. Make sure it's super saturated, and again, just little sections at a time. So here I am finishing off the pink, and then I am going to seal each section. After this dries, I'm going to seal it with Mod Podge. If you need help figuring out how to seal it, I can link you to we have a lot of tutorials that show how we seal the glitter. So after I finish my pink, I will go ahead and seal it, and then we will get this baby on the turner with one coat of CCDIY's FastSet Epoxy. That way we can start striping it and sanding it and making it look good. Look at this. Okay, so this is obviously after it's already been epoxied. It has one coat of CCDIY's FastSet. And here I am sanding it very lightly. Remember, you only have one coat of epoxy, so you don't want to go crazy, but you're basically sanding any high spots to allow you to place these lines. This template comes with the lines already. So all you have to do is put in your measurements and cut them out however you want. So again, this template is from Brave Dangers Designs and it's called Swept Away, which would also be linked in the supply list. So put them on there and then trim off the tops and the bottoms, and look how cute that is. So perfect. Okay, so here's after another coat of epoxy, CCDIY's Artist Resin, and here's the completed look, looking so cute. You can find more tutorials on how to do ice toppers if you so want to, but for now we're just doing the template. Thank you for your support. Make sure you click on our next videos, and thanks for the subscribing and following. See y'all later.